Hi, everybody. Welcome again to What's Brewing with Buckley. Um, Here we are. We're approaching our Easter break. A couple of things I just want to get out there before we have some time off. Number one is the parent survey. I want to thank all our parents who had time to fill that out. I'll certainly be reviewing it over the break. Overall, it suggested we're moving in the right direction with distance learning, but a lot of parents commented on looking on enhancements within terms of Google Meets, timing of our assignments, and teacher availability. And ironically, when I talked about it with Academic Council, I put the majority of the concerns into a big bucket that I called routine. And I read an article this morning by a retired member of the U.S. Navy. The article was titled, "What Life Aboard Ship During Deployment Taught Me About Living in Shelter in Place." And the number one thing this individual suggested was routine was the most important piece. So I'm going to take that guidance and what you suggested, and over the break, I'm going to focus on strengthening the routine for our students and our families. We do have a bit of breaking news that came out this week that I want to revisit, which is that there will not be New York State Regents exams administered in June. So while that impacts the state and testing, it doesn't impact operations at St. Mary's High School. We always pride ourselves on challenging our students at least at a level of a New York State Regents, often more so. That will continue. We will have cumulative assessments and work at the end of the year, so none of that will impact instruction at St. Mary's. And as shared in the letters, as long as our students pass the courses, they will acquire that required state credit. Another update we received from New York State, is from the governor, is that we will extend our closure through at least April 29th at this point. We continue to watch the news cycle and follow for when it will be safest for all of us to return to the school. I've been in touch with our seniors a bit, and I know this is especially tough for seniors missing out on their last year in St. Mary's. And what I want to tell you is, as per the survey we put out for seniors, we're currently planning for probably our first ever, I believe, July prom. So that's out there. So we still get to celebrate that. In an email with Senior Alex Lima recently, I promised him, and I promise all of our seniors, whatever month we're able to return to St. Mary's, we will find a way to celebrate our seniors. So God willing, that is before the end of our school year, but if it extends, we're going to find time to celebrate you, and you have my word that that will be done. So please keep that all in mind. So this week I had new brother and sister combo to interview, so let's jump to that right now. Here today with a senior and a sophomore from St. Mary's. I have Barbara DiScalfani with me and her brother Vincent. Barbara and Vincent are both soccer players at St. Mary's. Barbara is also a big part of our dance and theater program at the school. Guys, can you say hello to everybody?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So, nice brother-sister combo like many we have in the school. So you get to enjoy each other's company even more, right?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good. That seems like two loving brothers and sister. So let's jump to it. What's kind of been the best part of this for you, and what's been the worst and the most challenging part for you? Barbara, you can go first.
Okay. Well, I think my favorite part is especially with the new learning where we get to do the Google Meets. I love being able to see my teachers again and connecting with them and seeing all of my classmates. I love how we are able to treat the class like a regular class where we can raise our hand, have a question, be able to participate, and see everyone that we've missed for the past couple weeks. You, Vincent?
My favorite part is that we get the Google Meets too with the classroom, and we get to experience that. But I also like having to do like the classwork and homework. We can do it at the same time instead of like doing the classwork during school and then going through all the other periods, and then having to come home and do it at home, where we can just do the work at the same time. Like we can do one subject at one time and then the next and the next without having any breaks. I think my least favorite part is that there's really no way to recreate the classroom, like the actual classroom setting. So I think that's kind of hard for me to be able to learn as well, or be able to understand the material as well.
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. As much as we have Google Meets, nothing matches being in the room with the teacher and classmates. Barbara, how about you? What do you feel is the most challenge you've faced?
Um, being able to like learn the newest material, having to like work on it on your own for a more amount of time than you would in class, and especially with like the APs, just adjusting to the new topics we need to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly that is a challenge. Again, as much as you might watch videos, nothing beats the actual interaction you can have with students. And even as a teacher, for me, I feel half the time when I would teach AP stats, I learned so much more from my students, different understandings and different ways of doing things. So it's a mutually beneficial experience. And what have you two been doing to stay active?
Well, I mean, brother and sister soccer players, we always keep it competitive.
You do?
Yeah, every day we've been going outside playing one-on-one. I mean, we have a goal in the backyard, so I'm always defense because I'm a goalkeeper and he's always offense, and we just try and beat each other out.
And then
How do you do against your sister, Vincent?
I beat her every time.
I don't know. She's pretty competitive. I think it's probably a good match. I did. I saw you guys posted on Instagram on Active Day. That's great. Please continue to share those things.
And then usually we go on family walks every day. Usually, the four of us.
That's awesome. See, as challenging as this is, I feel like there's moments like that happening that wouldn't, at least in my life, wouldn't have normally happened. We similarly are taking our three little ones on a walk after dinner each night, and quite honestly, it's not something we would have done regularly. It's been a nice thing. It makes you kind of appreciate simple things a bit more. So it's about finding shining moments like those in these challenging times. That's wonderful. And trust me, as a parent, your mom and dad love it, especially because now that you're teenagers, they see even less of you. So that for them is a blessing. So we obviously have a major holy day, arguably, one of the most important ones of the year, if not the most important, with Easter coming up. So what have you guys been doing to kind of, celebrate your faith with our inability to be in church? And tell me, what does Easter usually look like, and what's it going to look like this year for the DiSclafani family?
So each day when we receive the prayer, we get up and we all eat breakfast together. So we've been reading it, taking turns each day, reading the prayer, saying a Hail Mary, and praying for everyone who's out there. And every Sunday,
our parish, they post a mass on like YouTube or something, I think it is, and we watch the mass every Sunday.
And we like actively participate, and we're happy that we get to say all of the responses, and we know most of the songs, so we get to sing, and it's great. But we love being able to be involved with the mass.
Yeah. And that's, by the way, that's a gift for your family, Barbara, that they get to hear you singing. Barbara was part of that beautiful rendition of Amazing Grace. So that's awesome. That really is. And the praying as a family together is great. And I mean, I don't know what your family traditionally did, but maybe this is enriching it a bit more. So again, finding those moments that we can highlight. So how about Easter? What does Easter usually look like? And what adjustments are happening this year for the DiSclafanis?
Usually it's about 20 of us in our house, and we cook a lot of food, and it's just a happy time. And all our cousins come over, and we have everyone from 1-year-old to up to our 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people. We have a lot of food. Usually we eat it for the entire break because that's how much food we have. But this year we're downsizing. It'll just be the four of us. We'll keep our usual traditions. We're making, I think, ravioli, lamb, and we have antipasto because we're Italian.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be great that we'll be able to downsize, and maybe we'll do FaceTime because we always want to see our family.
Yeah.
We love them.
Yeah, that's great. My name is Buckley, but my mother's side of the family was Italian, so I do know the importance of antipasto at every special holiday. So,
every holiday.
Well, listen, it's been great speaking with both of you. I really appreciate what you've had to share here. again, your family, please give them my best. We're so happy to hear everyone's doing so well. And, we look forward to being back in our school building as soon as we can. So thank you both for being with me today. All right.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
So it was great connecting with the DeSclafani family and hearing about their Easter. So as we approach this Easter Sunday, I think the best vision to have is one of what the Easter Vigil looks like. And at the Easter Vigil, it begins in absolute darkness. And then the Paschal candle is lit, representing the light of Christ rising in glory. And that candle is then shared with members of the church as well. And slowly the church goes from absolute darkness to light. And at this very challenging time we've been facing in our world, what better vision than that, than seeing Christ as the light who can take us through this. So while we may not be able to be in church together and see those Paschal candles lit at the Easter Vigil, we can be that light for one another. We can do that in prayer. We can do that by calling relatives or neighbors who may be a little lonely at this time. We can do it just by embracing our family at home. So enjoy this Easter and be the light.
Daddy, can we dye Easter eggs?
That sounds like a great idea, Sophie.
You gotta put the ears on.
Anything for my daughter. So it's been great catching up with everyone. I hope we do have a very happy Easter. So remember, I miss you a latte, but cheer up and have a cup, and we'll see you soon. Let's go dye some eggs.